Amy Orangebottom was sitting alone in the coffee loft. She was down to her last 50 cents, and the soy macchiato she had just ordered cost $4. Things were bad for Amy Orangebottom. She had been on the run from a used parachute scam. It seemed like this was her last stop. Mickey Heat strolled down memory lane. He fancied himself a frappuccino and dashed across the street. From the window, he saw the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. He burst through the door and right up to Amy Orangebottom. "You're coming with me, little lady," he told her and scooped her up in his arms. Amy didn't like Mickey Heat, but she needed a way out of the coffee loft. The two left out the front door without paying, marched down the street. The shopkeeper ran down the street after them, but cars and people always seemed to get in the way. Richard Applesauce had been watching the whole thing from the sidewalk. Richard took one look at Mickey and fell madly in love. He wanted to follow the two. He tried to follow them, but Richard had always been very awkward and clumsy. Now that he was in love, he ran into everything as he tried to follow them. Amy and Mickey noticed a commotion behind them. They looked back and met Richard. Amy's heart leapt when their eyes met. Richard was the man of her dreams. The three stood on the street corner, and Amy had an idea. The newly villainous trio came together and created a masterful plan. The price of gold was on the rise, and Fort Knox had some old debt. The newspaper put out an article telling about the sale between Fort Knox and China. A wealthy Chinese businessman had put in a bid to buy the whole place. Nobody else even bid because eBay forgot to post the auction. The keys to the nation's largest gold supply were being transferred to the new owner tomorrow. The crew knew they would need some way to get the keys. Once they had the keys, they could just walk right in and take the gold at night. They would need a way to open the armored truck that the keys were in. Amy Orangebottom had made a giant can opener in Girl Scouts once and remembered how to make a new one. The plan began to take shape. One of them would run out in front of the truck and stop it. The others would use the giant can opener to open the top of the truck, grab the keys, and run away. It would be perfect. So perfect, they began to sing and dance. When the singing was over, they noticed the poor shopkeeper running around the bend. He was still chasing them, trying to get them to pay the bill. They ran away. The day had come and the plan was perfect. Cars were backing up in traffic and the armored truck had nowhere to run. He ran out in front of the truck to stop it and get the driver's attention. At the perfect time, the other two sprung from their hiding spot and ran up behind the truck. They took out the giant can opener and began cutting off the top. The keys were right there, and they grabbed them up. They took the keys, giant can opener, and turned to run off. It was just then that they noticed the drivers of the other cars. They had all watched the crime and were on their cell phones calling the police. With red lights flashing, it was time to retire. The crew ran off into the woods as fast as they could. Just as they take off, the shopkeeper at last catches up to them and tries to get them to pay the bill, but he's not fast enough. The trio run through the woods to Carlsville, a small town with a McDonald's, a motel, a key factory, and a Kmart. The three masterminds ran into the hotel and hid from police. They were quickly becoming surrounded by the police, and things were looking dark for them. It was looking dark outside as well. A storm was growing quickly. It was tornado weather, and things were getting windy. The police had them surrounded and were demanding that they give themselves up. The trio insisted that they were innocent and didn't have the keys. The storm grew stronger, and soon a tornado hit Carlsville. While hiding in the motel, the crew expresses their love for each other. Amy loves Mickey, Mickey loves Richard, and Richard loves Amy. They sing about love. They were interrupted by a loud sound. The tornado hit the key factory and keys went flying everywhere. Just then the shopkeeper at long last caught up with the villains and was about to demand the bill when a bunch of keys fell all around him. The three villains said, "Look, he has the keys!" And the police turned to the shopkeeper. They carried the shopkeeper off to jail, and the three ran off with the keys, never to be seen again. The end.